Hello, dear friend. Tonight we're going to wander into a beautiful garden where the flowers bloom, birds sing sweet songs, and even the coldest heart can discover kindness. So make yourself comfortable. Take a slow, deep breath in and gently breathe out. Let your shoulders soften. Allow your thoughts to drift away like clouds across a peaceful evening sky. Our story begins long time ago. There was once a magnificent giant who lived in a grand stone castle surrounded by the most beautiful garden anyone had ever seen. The garden was filled with soft green grass that felt like velvet beneath bare feet. Cherry blossoms danced in the breeze. Roses climbed the ancient stone walls. Colourful flowers stretched toward the warm sunshine, while little birds sang happily from the branches above. Every afternoon, when school had finished, the village children would quietly wander into the garden. They laughed together, they played games beneath the trees. They chased butterflies across the grass. To them, it was the happiest place in the world. But the giant was away visiting an old friend in a distant land. For many years, the children enjoyed the garden, never imagining it belonged to someone else. Then one spring morning, the giant returned. He stood before his castle and looked across his garden. Instead of only seeing flowers and trees, he saw children. His great eyebrows lowered. His deep voice echoed across the garden. "What are you doing in my garden?" The frightened children froze. "This is my garden," the giant declared. "No one may play here except me." The children hurried away through the gate. The giant built a tall stone wall around the garden. Upon the gate, he placed a large sign. "Trespassers will be prosecuted." From that day onward, no laughter could be heard inside the garden. Only silence. Spring soon arrived throughout the countryside. The meadows turned green, the trees blossomed, birds built their nests. Everywhere was filled with life. Everywhere, except inside the giant's garden. There, winter decided to stay. Snow covered the grass like a thick white blanket. Frost painted delicate patterns across every leaf. The north wind howled through the empty trees. Hail danced across the stone paths. Even the flowers forgot how to bloom. The birds no longer came. There was no laughter to welcome them, only silence. The giant looked from his castle window each morning. "I don't understand," he said. "Why won't spring come?" Day after day, month after month, the garden remained frozen. Still, he did not understand. One beautiful morning, the giant awoke to the sweetest sound. Birdsong, gentle, hopeful, joyful. He sat upright in bed. Could it be? He hurried to the window. To his amazement, the children had found a tiny hole in the stone wall. One by one, they had climbed back inside. Each child sat beneath a tree, and wherever a child played, spring had returned. Flowers blossomed. Leaves unfurled. Birds filled the branches with music. Only one corner of the garden remained covered in snow. There stood a little boy. He was so small that he could not reach the branches above him. He tried again and again to climb the tree, but each time he slipped back down. The little tree longed to help him. It bent its branches as low as it could, but the child was simply too tiny. The giant watched quietly. Something inside him softened. My garden has stayed in winter because I kept the children away. For the first time, he understood. Without making a sound, he walked gently into the garden. When the children saw him, they became frightened and ran away. As they fled, winter returned whenever they left, except the little boy never noticed. He was still trying to climb the tree. The giant smiled kindly. Without a word, he carefully lifted the little boy into the branches. The tree burst into blossom. Birds returned. The child wrapped his tiny arms around the giant's neck and kissed his cheek. When the other children saw this, they realized the giant was no longer frightening. Slowly, they came back. My garden belongs to all of you, the giant said. Together, they pulled down the great stone wall. Once again, the garden was filled with laughter. The giant spent every afternoon watching the children play, and although he was very large, his heart had become wonderfully gentle. Yet one thing saddened him. The little boy who had kissed him never returned. The giant often asked children if they knew where he lived, but none of them did. Years quietly passed. The children grew into adults. The giant became older. His beard grew longer. His steps became slower. Yet every day he sat beside the garden, smiling as children played among the flowers. One winter morning, he looked from his window. In the far corner of the garden stood a tree like any other. Its branches shimmered with beautiful white blossoms. Golden light surrounded it. Standing beneath the tree was the little boy. The giant hurried outside, happier than he had been for many years.
"My dear child," he said, "where have you been all this time?"
As he came closer, he noticed tiny marks upon the boy's hands and feet.
"Who hurt you?"
asked the giant. His voice trembled with sadness. The little boy smiled gently. "These are wounds of love." Then he looked kindly at the giant. "Many years ago, you welcomed me into the garden. Today, you shall come with me into my garden." The giant understood that this garden would be more beautiful than anything he had ever known. It was a place where kindness blossoms forever, a place of endless peace and everlasting spring. As evening settled softly over the earth, the flowers continued to sway in the gentle breeze. The birds sang their final songs. The stars appeared one by one across the velvet sky, and the giant's beautiful garden became a place remembered not for walls, but for kindness, not for loneliness, but for love. As our story comes to an end, take one more slow breath in and out. Feel yourself becoming wonderfully calm, wonderfully peaceful. May your dreams be filled with beautiful gardens, gentle birdsong, warm sunshine, and hearts that always choose kindness. Sleep well and good night.